Good day, sir. And this is our task one, setting up your love environment. Task 1.1, download and install VirtualBox. First, launch a browser and navigate onto this site.
So this is the site virtualbox.org wiki downloads. So we downloaded it already, but we didn't install. So after downloading the VirtualBox, we came here to install the VirtualBox. So we click here. So preparing to install. So next. So it says here that this feature requires 217 MB on your hard drive. So do we proceed here, Jesse? Next.
Yes, we proceed.
Okay, next. So wait, start menu. Next. Proceed with installation now. Click install to begin the installation. If you want to review or change any of your installation, click back, click cancel. Okay. Yes. So this may take several minutes, so we may wait. What's this? Would you like to install?
Always trust software.
So since it's from Oracle Corporation, maybe we trust this. Install. Oh, so the installation is complete. What can you say, Jesse?
It's smooth so far. Now click finish.
Okay, nice. So,
Now in the second task, we will now create a virtual machine. First, now the Oracle VirtualBox is now launched. The next step is click at machine,
we click machine,
click new,
new.
and name of the server,
Okay, so Windows.
Windows Server.
Okay, do we? I like it to put it on the E drive because I have more space in E. And new folder, Windows Server. Version. What version?
Version Windows 2016, 64-bit.
There is no 2016.
Yes, you can see there are these following links to troubleshoot the issue.
Okay, so give me links, please.
This is the first link.
So we encounter the first issue, which is not finding the operating system we needed, which is the Windows Server 2016. So manufacturers Acer, Asus, Dell, HP, Lenovo. So we'll try the Acer. Okay, so this one in the minute start main code telling you, which means the hardware support. Oh, can you give me the second link?
Um, this is the second link.
To enable, click on the links below. So, so these sites only solve problems which errors from the VirtualBox, but our errors, the site seems not to solve our problem at all, which is not the server is not existing. So maybe we missed some points, or can we choose other windows?
There is still the third link, but it requires to restart your PC.
Oh, uh, can we not try this? The windows, other windows?
Explore, explore.
I think not. So we will continue because I will restart my computer to fix this issue right now. So we'll be right back.
Now welcome back. Thank you for the wait. And
So
now,
we stopped here because we faced the issue of not finding the Windows Server 2016. So we continue, and what solution did we get, Jesse?
type the name Windows Server 2016.
So we see that the issue is we named the file incorrectly.
Is that with S, Rico?
But
With S, the Windows.
I think it's okay because
Oh,
no.
oh, it's still the same. Okay.
So I want it to be putted in the server. The memory size is 2048 MB. Okay.
Yes. 2048 MB is the recommended RAM
Um,
memory.
okay. So we create virtual hard disk. Create now. So we move forward and create. So what's next?
Uh, the next is choose VHD. This
VHD.
option will allow us to use this VM to a Windows Hyper-V.
Okay.
And then click next.
So what is the recommended file size again?
The recommended file size.
So I think
The recommended file size, but is 50, 50
50
gigabytes.
50 gig. I think it's just 2 GB. 50
No,
gi- 50 gigabytes is oh, I entered it. 50 gigabytes is more than enough.
yes.
So we managed to configure our VirtualBox. So this is
Now,
the okay. Continue.
now we will configure the virtual machine.
So how do we do that?
After creating, we need some additional configuration before going ahead and start operating system. First, we create the virtual network. This will allow the VM to connect to the internet and communicate with other VMs that we will add later.
Create a virtual network. How do we do that?
Um, Open the file menu.
File menu.
Click on Preferences.
Okay.
Then click on Network.
Network.
There is a tiny green button to add your new network.
Added. Then
change the network name into our last name and network club.
Rutan, last name and
Network club.
network club.
For the IP address, write 10.10.10.0 slash 24.
10.10
10
dot 0 dot 0.
that 10
So
there's
310.
310.
Okay.
Yes.
So
The
we click.
slash the slash 24 represents the subnet mask. This is the alternative for 255.255.255.0.
Oh, I see,
To,
I
as,
see.
to assign dynamic address to the VMs, leave the checkmark tick to the support DHCP.
Okay.
Then click OK to validate.
And then
Next, select your VM and click on the settings shortcut to open the settings window.
select RVM. What is RVM?
Uh, you can close the preferences
Okay.
and you see that settings at the VM.
Oh, I see here.
No, that
Okay.
yellow thingy. In the general selection, go to advanced tab
And
and
then
enable the share clipboard.
enable share clipboard. So host to guest or guest to host.
But by selecting bidirectional, do the same thing in the drag and drop section.
Okay, okay.
To be able to drag and drop files and folders between the host and the VM in both ways. Next, click on System.
System.
Observe the assigned memory that we have set on the previous step. The-
This is enough. Yes.
Yes, you can change the value if you want.
Okay.
Then click on Network.
We click on network. So here is the network.
In the attached to,
Yes.
in the attached to drop down menu, select the NAT network
Okay.
and select the at our last one last name to Network Club at the
Uh,
name. NAT
name.
network. Touch the NAT. Is there no network? Below generic router. No. Touch to.
Ah,
Attached to. Attached
attached
to.
to where?
No,
Ah,
there. NAT network.
okay, okay. Change
Uh,
the name is okay.
that we have created the previous step. And there is another way to share files. You can also create a shared folder with your host machine.
Mm-hmm.
To share files within your host and your VM, go to share folder, select uh, section, then click add button.
Do we need to do that?
Yeah, it is part of that.
Okay, so we click this green button.
Yes.
Public path. What do we check here?
Uh, can set the share. You can set the share to read only,
Okay.
so that the VM can change the content of the shared folder. This step is optional, as you have already allowed the bidirectional settings in the previous step.
Oh, so since we choose the bi-directional, it's optional. So we choose to not do this. We might do this later if we encountered some problems.
And that's it. We are done with the VM configurations.
So do we apply only in adapter 1?
Yes.
Okay, so it says here that, oh, the hardware is enabled in the acceleration section of the system page. Although it is not supported by the host system, it should be disabled in order to start the virtual system. So we should disable the hardware virtualization in the acceleration section. So where is the acceleration section? Because we cannot proceed here in so acceleration, none. Um, hmm. So I think we need to search about this issue because we cannot proceed. So
We'll be right back.
yes.
And we're back. We encountered that error previously, but we already fixed it. The the solution for it is that we need to enable the VTX in our BIOS system. That's all.
So since my computer is used for this virtual box, so yes, I restarted my PC and configured my BIOS system to enable the virtualization. So we will repeat our steps a while ago that we did. So we go to General, Advanced, choose Bidirectional, and after to Network, we choose the NAT network. So we choose OK.
And that's all. And what have we learned about the task? Will you go first or I'll go first?
You go first. Okay.
What I have learned is that we need to configure our BIOS system so that we won't get any error like we did in this task to enable the VM.
So for me, in installing and downloading the VirtualBox, we may expect that there are several challenges and difficulties in installing, and we may encounter problems in the middle because there are different pieces and configurations that um, the others did not encounter these problems, but I encountered it. So we must take step by step from the instructions, and yes, we must follow the what we supposed to do. So next.
What do you think is the importance of this task? For me, the importance of this task is that you need to follow it step by step like we did, but there are complications happen, and you can share the files in this virtual box, but they can only read only and cannot make change in the virtual box itself.
So for me, what's important in this is we needed to be patient because others might encounter downloading and installing this virtual machine take longer time, but luckily for me it's just a shorter time. And also we must configure all the settings correctly because um, if we use this virtual
Okay,
machine to
na-upload na guys. You can check that one. Duha ka task 1 akong gi-upload, no? Material and the submission link. Paki-check na lang and paki-verify if nakita na ninyo.
so from what I said,
Thank you,
if
sir.
we encounter problems in the future if
So,
we configure it
the
correctly.
sharing, I want also a demo na lang. I
That
supposed to have a demo, no, for
that's all,
today.
and thank you for
We will be able to
watching.
continue